Hello, a good afternoon. Welcome to yet again another edition of Brothers in Cooperation, a program that shows you the Italian system, stories of passion, stories of commitment, stories of hard work between the brothers of Italy and Ugandans towards development for the people in Uganda. My name is Saran Sigai, and today we are going to talk about a number of things. We are going to mix health and education. Can you imagine spending $75,000 today in the walk to work, for instance, protests? Okay, what I want to paint is the era of how much money is scarce. $75,000 on one dental student if you took them to England, because that was the state of affairs before the development that we are going to talk about now. And it meant that we would either send very few, not send at all, or have to encroach on our limited budget because we could not afford $75,000 for one student. I have with me here Dr. Muhammad Mbabali. Here he's from the Department of Makerere University Health Sciences. Can you please explain a little more the difference between that one and Makerere University and what you do now? Because
good afternoon, viewers. As I've been told, I'm Dr. Mbabali Muhammad, and I work with the Department of Dentistry, College of Health Sciences, Makerere University. Makerere recently transformed from systems of faculty systems to colleges, where similar colleges are put under one umbrella. That's how College of Health Science comes about. And as you've said, until the Italian corporation came into to intervene, we had to, Makerere University was training only one rank of dental practitioners, that was dental surgery. Recently, they introduced a master's in oral and maxillofacial surgery, and they also introduced Bachelor of Dental Technology, which is the theme for today's discussion.
Later when I come back to you, and maybe when I'm talking to Dr. Babaglioni, I hope I've pronounced the name well. I've been trying to rehearse. Giacomo, who is from he's a dental technician, but yeah. I don't know if you're also the director of the institution they are talking about, or...
Yeah, my name is Giacomo Babaglioni, and of course I share the responsibility with plenty Ugandan colleagues. This is a story of cooperation and brotherhood between Italy and Uganda, and thanks to three Italian organizations, mainly SMOM, that means Medical and Dental Solidarity in the World, that is in Milan, Italy, and CNA, Confederation of National Handicraft, and SNO, that is a National Syndicate of Dental Technicians. We were able to come up with this project and to open a new opportunity for training and working for a youth Ugandan.
Okay, that is interesting. And of course, I hope I don't sound like as someone who is asking a Good Samaritan why they are being Good Samaritans, but I'm quite interested to understand why the background against which you thought you should start up that school in Uganda of all places.
Okay, Uganda, as many other African states, they got a training for dentists, usually in university, but they don't have a training for dental technician. The reason is that our training and our profession in general is very expensive, because we need a lot of equipment, a lot of materials, and is a very specialized sector. And in Ghana, when I come to visit Ghana, I noticed that the school wasn't present. So thanks to the contact with Italian cooperation in the person of Dr. Giambelli, we were able to meet the dental department in Makerere and the official of Mulago Hospital in order to come up with this project to solve the need of the training.
Okay, I'd like to come back to you, but I can't help asking Dr. Mbabali, how has Uganda been surviving not having dental technicians, or at least that training?
There was a time when the Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the university, sent some members, I think back in the 80s, or even before, to train in UK. And the kind of dental technicians we had were all above 60.
No way.
Literally, by government standards, they were supposed to have retired, but they're just being pulled back to work because there was no training.
So that is the only time they ever sent people to train?
There is a gap of over 15 years without training of dental technicians. And if you went to these places, the dental technicians you're going to find in Uganda either imported from Kenya or they are very old.
Does Kenya have more dental training institutions?
Yeah, it has more dental training institutions, and we should say but currently Makerere has one of the best laboratories. Makerere and Mulago.
Laboratories in which sense? Because
the dental laboratory, which is responsible for training these Bachelor of Dental Technology students.
You'll excuse my ignorance, but there seems to be a difference between dental surgery and dental technicians.
Exactly.
Can you please describe or explain or educate me and my audience the difference?
In health, work is a product of particular specialties. In dentistry, to treat a person effectively and wholesomely, you may need to work with a dental nurse, a dental surgeon, and a laboratory technician, dental laboratory technician. Much of the replacement work, crowns, bridges, prostheses, aligning teeth, veneers, all that requires a well-trained dental technician. A technician works with artificial components that the dentist uses to improve someone's health in terms of oral health, that a dental surgeon will use to improve your looks by replacing the missing teeth, or improve your function by putting you back into chewing. Because if you looked at many people, they lack teeth.
They've been doing it in Uganda?
They have been doing it in Uganda. Ask me how? Through all the technicians we have, and through the imported labor through Kenya. But with the introduction of this course, collaboration between Italian Corporation and Makerere University and Mulago, Mr. Giacomo managed to go through a series of paperwork, a lot of collaborations, planning, to make sure that we get state-of-the-art laboratory equipment. When they arrived, we started a program called Bachelor of Dental Technology. It's a 3-year program aimed at creating dental technologies which can make some of the work you're seeing on that table and even more.
Is some of the work we are seeing now from that school?
Yeah.
You could, I could
we are most smile expert. This one is a bridge that is built with ceramic, and it's very aesthetic because it's very aesthetic, and it can resemble the shape and color of the natural teeth. This one is a full denture and replace the old set of teeth, especially with all the people that with the years and the tears they miss all the teeth. This one is a kind of a new technology. Is called a framework. The metal that arrange of this denture is cobalt chromium, very hard but very comfortable. Of course, this one is one of the stage of the work. Then at the end, we have to put the white teeth on it.
To fill it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to understand, when you brought, before going back to the school, because I think I jumped the gun, these things that you're doing, like these teeth here, the material that makes them, is it also material that is generated here, or there is some component of exporting?
No, now mainly
importing.
Now mainly the material used to fabricate this denture comes from Italy. But the hope in the future is that thanks to this new training, there will be also an opening for the dental technology industry here in Uganda. I mean, people, they are eating more sugar and more sweetness things like sodas, bonbons and so on. But the youth, they are not trained how to brush the teeth. So there are many people that they are losing the teeth, and soon there will be a great demand throughout the dentists, throughout the dental team of this kind of replacement.
I'd like to come back on that, especially in the educating bit where you have to educate people to brush, especially youth and adults, a bit of an uphill task. But I would like to invite the studio to run an interview, and then we'll come back to asking more questions about that institution.
There was the inauguration of the new lab for technician making dental prostheses here in Mulago Hospital. It's a joint venture between Mulago Hospital and Makerere University. The lab will host the course for the new new technicians for dental prostheses here, and will provide in 3 years the new generation of these technicians. It is extremely important because it's a very long time Uganda doesn't have such a kind of qualified staff. There is a very strong and increasing demand by the population to have this done. And so what has been finalized here is a genuine answer to the need of the population.
I think this is an excellent setup of both government and non-government interest, because to develop such a sector as oral health, you need the doctors, so you need the labs to start it, but you need also the supporting private sector, because of course in order to make the basic both equipment and the materials that are needed to be worked in that lab, you need the development of an industry also in Uganda. And I think that is why I think this setup is particularly encouraging to, as I was saying, transform the seed that we are planting today in opening this lab with the support of the Italian government into a strong tree with many strong branches, hopefully throughout the country, so that this is not going to be just a Kampala experience, but it will spread to other areas.
I'd like to come back to Dr. Babaglioni because he has stated something very important. I know you might be diplomatic, but I would like also to pick some facts from you, because he observed the importance for government support. What has been government's role in as far as establishing this institution is concerned?
The Ugandan government role is a paramount, because the training is fully recognized by Makerere University, and especially by the Higher Commission for Higher Study. So means that once the student finish the training, the degree is recognized at the African Union level. So means that other students coming from different countries like Tanzania, Kenya, Burundi, or whatever, they can come to Kampala, undergo a proper training, and then go back to work in their own country.
Are there some students who are coming from other countries?
Not yet, but for sure the next intake, we plan to have another intake next academic year. I hope that there will be some students coming from other countries, yes.
Why you think the other countries do not have this kind of facility? Yeah,
mainly because they don't have this kind of facility, and because we were able to build, thanks to the Italian organization, SMOM, N.8, and SNO, to build a real state-of-the-art facility where a student can learn properly the different stages that reach the construction of the denture.
How much money are we talking about?
I think at the end of the project, that is will be 4 years old, the total amount of the project will be 150,000 euro.
All that came from the Italian government?
Yeah, from the Italian government and from the three organizations that they are the main sponsor of this.
But these three organizations are also Italian-based?
Yeah, they are fully Italian, yeah.
How come you only went to Italian-based organizations?
Sorry?
The help, the support. How come you managed to mobilize support from only Italian government and Italian-based organizations?
Because these organizations, first of all, they are specifically in the dental field, and so they are willing to work in the benefit of the dental patient. And SMOM in particular is not operating only here in Uganda, but is operating in South America and in Asia. And we have to also remember that SMOM some years ago opened a dental clinic in Angala that is a rural hospital here in Uganda.
Okay, great. I would like to also quickly for you to help me understand the different stages, because you said you put facilities that have the different types of training and stages that they go through. What are those different stages?
To reach this kind of denture, first of all, everything started from the dentist. Usually take an impression that we develop, and on the model that is this one, we started to build our denture with different material that at the end will be transformed in acrylic resin or ceramic or gold alloy or metal alloy that are suitable to be in the mouth for a long time.
Which we are doing now,
yeah,
through this institution.
Yeah.
How many students do you have?
Actually, we have 12 students.
12 students. You said you work with Makerere University.
Yeah.
How do they contribute?
The contributor, Makerere University is the academic supervisor, and is set up the syllabus, and they give the lecture for a non-technical subject.
Okay, thank you very much. Dr. Mbabali,
Yes.
you come in, and I want to suppose that you come in as partners in this regard, yeah?
Yeah.
You provide some kind of training.
Yeah.
Not technical?
Makerere University is the academic background of this program. It will offer the degrees, it will offer the technical support in terms of lectures, in addition to the specialists we are getting from Italy. Giacomo is one of them, and has told you his specialty. So another question asked before that he answered as to whether the Kenyans are going to come on the East African region. We are the cheapest. I don't know, Uganda has the best education, but the cheapest, even when it comes to other degrees.
Dr. Mbabali, you have to pay for that advert. Caesar, prepare us. You have to prepare an invoice. But coming back to you, I would like you to explain to me, because my understanding of Makerere University is it is a bit rigid on who they take in, and this is a new program. So what is the basis of recruiting these students that you're taking in?
It has never changed. Makerere will always take the best of the best. We aim to reach about 40 students intake, but as for now, we are taking about 12. And even then, the intake is not going to be annual. It's going to be every after 2 years, every after 1 year. We take in first years as we have third years finishing. Reason being, still expansion. We don't want to produce too much for the market yet, which is not yet available. And
not available, or you don't have the resources?
I'm coming. Education goes hand in hand with service. If you heard the ambassador's speech, he said that let this act as a branch, but in the near future, he wants to see the whole tree. If we produce these people without the laboratories, they will be rendered useless. So with the spreading of these laboratories to the regional hospitals, probably even in the future at the district hospitals, we shall be producing people to serve. Okay,
but I would like to know, because like these 12 people that are currently in this program, in the process, how did you identify them?
We passed out adverts in the newspaper, introduction of a new course. More than 60 people applied. That shows the need, but we had to restrict to 12. We usually pick the best. We consider A-level certificate, O-level certificate, and we would wish another criteria we would wish to start using is applicability, practicability of you being positioned to do having some ability to have artwork. Because as you say, most of that work, in addition to the technical knowledge, you also need free hands, artwork. So we shall be in position to ask some of these people, the students, to design something for us.
Oh, they haven't yet?
Not the students, I mean the people who will be coming in.
Okay,
the new
quickly, I would like you to say something to government of Uganda, as they've just said that support is very important, government support. Okay. Where is the support that you would be interested in seeing?
I think it is high time our government realized that health in general should comprise of all the 13 components of the National Health Strategic Plan, of which oral health is very, very important. And oral health is not only, is provision of health services in terms of oral health is not only extraction of a tooth, but goes down to someone having good oral hygiene, someone having the ability to feed, smile, talk, and do all the functions of the teeth comfortably without necessarily having to wait for pain. Most of these processes or artificial components come as a result of having lost teeth, because people know that I'll only wait for my teeth to fall sick, to a lot of pain to come in, then I'll go to the dentist. But until the government tries, the health sector tries to show the public that more than extractions are available.
I guess Dr. Mbabali is also talking to you, the viewer who waits for until you get a lot of pain to go to hospital. Quickly, what do you have to tell the Italian brothers who are giving us this support?
Nothing more than just sending the greatest level of appreciation. In the world, nothing is better than a friend. Cooperation, cooperation, cooperation is the way forward to go.
You don't think there are no strings attached?
No.
You don't give them anything back?
One thing I know about Italians, they want to see work delivered. They work hard to make sure, even if, you know, sometimes our systems here, you want to do backdoor work, what and what. But for them, they want things straightforward and active. They want to see active members. As long as you're active, you'll be comfortable with working with the Italians.
I know who to invite when my brother is marrying, Dr. Mbabali. Now, I have to take your contact. I'll come back to you quickly, because time is not a best ally. What do you have to tell, say, a viewer there who is watching this program in terms of, for instance, taking care of their teeth? Yeah.
Yeah, mainly it's not my real field, but I can tell something that soon after a lunch or a breakfast or a dinner, it's better to brush the teeth. The general rule is 3 times after breakfast, after lunch, and before go to sleep, and brush the teeth for at least 3 minutes.
Thank you.
That is a long amount of time. 3 minutes brushing is a long amount of time.
Brushing technique.
Okay, those ones we will spare time for another program. How long have you been in Uganda?
Now it's almost 2 years.
What do you think of Uganda?
Yeah, it's a nice country. People there are friendly. There are some challenges that they are on the ground, but this is part of the life. And as a smile expert, let's join together and continue smiling.
The Italian brothers who are sending this money, what reason do they have to keep sending money to Uganda?
No, they identify the need, and they want to solve this need with a technology transfer and a human resource building.
You want to thank them for that?
Well, my word of thanks is that it will come from deeply from my bottom of my soul. We are working hard. The way forward is still long, but the road is well clear now.
Thank you very much. It's been wonderful to have you here. I'm almost tempted to lose some of these teeth that are not looking so nice to come for those.
Don't do it.
Natural is better?
Sure.
From a doctor, I'll take the advice. So have a lovely weekend, and it's good to have you. After the break, we'll be having more visitors. What would you say to a person who refuses to go back to their country simply because even if they're Italian, they thought they had once, they've become Ugandans, and even if it's a case of war, they would rather stay and suffer the war with their Ugandan brothers than go back home. That and more after the break. Don't go away. Okay, I didn't know that Aloi is a small town in the north, but I have a northerner here who is telling me, who knows Uganda more than I do, who knows the north more than I do, and he's telling me Aloi is a small town. Dr. Francesco Aloi is the AISPO country representative. Are you named after that town?
No, no.
There's a coincidence, Italian-Ugandan brotherhood.
Yeah. It's providential, let's say like this, because when my father came here in 1968 for the first time alone, and then later on in 1971, he discovered that there was already a town near Lira called Aloi, and his surname is Aloi, and so we took that name, and it is on our name now.
Wow.
Yes. So
I see. So
yes.
when we went for a break, I was telling the audience that somebody refused to go back to their country when the war broke up in the north.
Yeah, actually,
Tell me about it.
yeah, actually, let's say me, when my father came back after in 1971 with my mother, they have been during a mean period here, and they have been always here, except that my mother went back only a few days in Italy to deliver me, and then I came back directly here, because it was the period when Amin was chasing away all the Indians, so it was in doubt still if the Europeans were supposed to go also them away from Uganda.
Okay.
At the last moment, they were only the Indian. And so my father and my mother, they remain and working in Uganda in that period. They have been mainly starting in Lacho Hospital in Gulu, and then they went to Abe Hospital, and they after went to Abim. And actually my father after, okay, we have also, I can see there are some photos, that was my baptism.
Wow,
in
you
Abim.
were baptized in
Yes,
Abim.
yes, in Abim.
Abim is towards Karamoja.
Abim, it is next to Karamoja, yes. And as I was saying, my father, this is a group of the most eldest, let's say, doctors. It is also there. My mother is carrying me, and next to my mother is Dr. John Ambrosoli, Giuseppe Ambrosoli. Then there's in front there's Dr. Corti and Lucille, and there are also the other doctors that they were working together. My father was the one who was taking the picture about that.
Oh, so
yes.
he's not in the show.
This one is, yes, this is the period.
And those young children?
Those young children for the others.
They were also based in the north?
Yes, was based in the north.
The north has a relationship with Italy?
Yeah, a lot. Actually, all the first missionaries, they start at the beginning in the north. This is me with one of my, let's say, brothers. Is the son of the mate, my babysitter. So we have been growing together.
Are you still in touch?
Yeah, we are with some of them. Yes, I'm still in touch.
That particular baby?
Yeah, no, yes, with him, yes. Actually, he's here now in Kampala working with some of my friends.
Is he one of those names we know?
Yeah.
Can we catch up?
His name is Ali, yes.
Ali, okay.
Then this is the group of when my father was Abim, because when my father, after Lachor and Aber, he went, he made an interview with the Commission of Health, and he went to work, and he was appointed as a DMO for the north of Karamoja, and he was the superintendent of Abim Hospital. It's a government hospital, because my father decided to go and work with the government. He says that they are the one they need more than the
But government doesn't pay very well. How was your father managing?
He was one of the first missionaries, so he was paid after them. This is my life when we were there, and I was drinking the local beer, as you can see.
Is that a butia?
Yeah, it is the beer which you drank with the sucking by that straw. And me and my brother, there was this party, and it was in the period when we were there still. And yes.
At Peace 70?
Yes, I've been here in Uganda till 1986, end of 1986, the last war. Yes, at that point, my father and
you were studying from the north?
Me, yes. This is my brother going ahead with playing with the.
You studied from the north?
Yes, my brother. This is my brother, which is in the nursery. And
which school?
It is nursery school of Kidgum, and me, I was studying in public school, and we were in 63 in the class. And when I went back to Italy, and this is my class, you see, and when I went back to, and yeah, it's common to have a huge class like this, but when I went back, we were all in 22. I said, hey, we are only this, because I was used in Uganda to be in 63 in one class.
What was the education, the quality?
Let's say it was a different way how to study, for sure. And during, as I was telling to you, during the last period, my father asked us if we wanted to go back or to remain. And actually, in that period, when the war was there, let's say the schools, they were all closed, because people, they were running away. Security was not there. Actually, this is also a strange story. I've been separated with my parents for almost 25 days in that period. Because they went to meet a friend, and when they were supposed to come back, the war starts, and the road were blocked. So the only way to come, it was by plane. After several tentatives they have done, they failed. They came by plane. So we went there, and he asked to us, "Do we want to remain or we want to go away?" And me and my brothers, unanimous, we says, "We want to remain here." And actually says us, okay, if you remain here, fine, you will be learning how to, the schools, they are closed, so you don't have a way out to let's say, to study and to learn a professional job. So and you will learn how to dig the plants and to plant maize like this, which here in Uganda they are better than you. So I said, okay, you convince us, let's go back, we study and we shall come back. Then the opportunity came in 2003 for me to come back.
So tell me, how did the opportunity present itself? Was there an advert or something?
No, it was an organization where the director worked with my father in a BIM, and knowing that I was specialized and I am a biomedical doctor specialized in laboratory facilities, he asked me if I will be able to go, if I was able to go within a project financed by the Italian Corporation to come and develop and increase the capacity of Nsambi Hospital Laboratory. I said, well, I'm ready with my luggage.
Before his words could get out of his mouth, you had already said, I'm going.
Yes, I'm already at the airport.
So is this organization AISPO?
Yes, this is organization is AISPO, which means stands as Italian Association for Solidarity Among People.
After the break, we'll come back and we'll hear more about AISPO. It's been interesting getting your personal life. But I would like to come here to Professor Sebbit Adam.
Yes.
Welcome.
Okay.
Wonderful to have you here. Dr. Sebbit is also one of the brothers in cooperation, in a sense that at Makerere University, they have a project that they are doing with the Italian corporation. And I'd like Dr. Sebbit to throw more light on what that project is.
Yes, this project, it began in the early 90s or late 80s. This is when Makerere had very big problems, say, like in the whole of 1980s, there was nothing moving, okay? In terms of research, in terms of publications, so nothing, anyway, the labs, we are all down. So when we had visitors from Italy, they said that they will assist us. Okay, at least the basic things. For instance, like now, we didn't have postgraduate program, we not to go for studies, everything was locked up. And so when they came up and said like, okay, they asked us what we can do. Okay, so basically the way they work is they ask you what can you do and what you want.
And then you suggest.
Then you suggest.
And in this case, you proposed.
Yes, the proposal is from us.
Yeah, and you proposed which specific area of intervention?
Yes. So among the areas, of course, we are looking at is the issue of poverty. Okay, so widespread in Uganda here. We say now we as Ugandans or as people from technology, what can we do?
I'm interested in that.
Yes. Yeah. So, so basically, so you say that now let's have a research, which is applied research, so that we can have the university, then you can take it now to the community.
Okay, I was wondering, Makerere University almost has over 2,000 people getting out of their university, including I hear technology. We don't manufacture, we don't even make certain basic things. And we were beginning to wonder what is happening, and we were wondering, is Makerere University committed to this thing of fighting poverty, of having us create our own things? But I think that and more is what I would like to ask you immediately after this interview that we are going to have. Studio, could you please
thank you.
Give us the interview?
Welcome to the second Makerere project workshop.
Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to join me in thanking all of you for your presence and for their interest shown during this year to our project. Thank you indeed.
I believe that this morning and this afternoon we will be hearing from the researchers about the results that they have so far achieved. I would like to convey the deepest gratitude of Makerere University to the government and the people of Italy for the generous support, to the Italian Cooperation Office for all the coordination and facilitation, as well as the organization of this workshop. Grazie mille.
We should welcome to this workshop on behalf of the Embassy of Italy, which I represent in this moment. A workshop which want to make the point over this well-long established collaboration between Italian Cooperation, University of Rome La Sapienza, and University of Makerere. A collaboration which we have just seen through your presentation is not only a collaboration, it's a partnership. It's a well-long established partnership which wants to focus on development through education and through scientific research. And I don't know better development of this one, which is a way to open the horizon of people and to also to bring our culture closer to the people of Uganda.
And there has been, of course, a big improvement if you think of the seminar of a year ago. We had to thank Dr. Colonna, who has improved a lot on the management of the project. I see some brains working, and this is what actually we wanted to obtain from you. Remember that the goal of this project is capacity building. Thank you.
Thanks to the Italian Cooperation Office in Kampala and to the Italian Embassy for the enormous logistic support. Ladies and gentlemen, Bagnabo e Basevo, I declare the second Makerere University Project workshop closed. See you to the next one.
This is one of the activities that we're involved in to demonstrate how to manage and control waste, as well as get useful products out of it. Now what you see here is a tower garden, otherwise referred to as a grey water tower. And this is just a simple demonstration of how grey water can be used at household. It is basically a vertical garden which is intended for use by urban communities which would not have sufficient space where to do urban agriculture. And as you see here, you can get some beautiful tomatoes out of it, some other vegetables, some salads. The way it is constructed is that it consists of a column of gravel in the middle, surrounded by soil that is mixed with some ash and also compost material. And the grey water, that's basically the water that is generated from washing utensils in the house and also washing clothes. And since most of soaps contain a lot of phosphates, this is one way of recycling phosphorus-based fertilizers. So the grey water is poured from the top through the gravel, and then it dissipates or distributes into the material, into the soil, and then the nutrient and the water is taken up by the plants. It is a vertical garden in such a way that a lot of plants can actually grow vertically just from a very small space. And this is, we believe that is very important for urban communities who do not have space. The materials for construction are basically simple. It is just a chicken wire mesh and some poles that are put around to keep the shape. And then the soil, as I said earlier, and the gravel and some kind of ash. So it can be constructed at very cheap cost, which we think can be managed by the household.
Earlier, the first part of the interview that we saw, it was actually different sound bites or presentations during the second conference for the Makerere University and the Italian Corporation or people from Italy to discuss the achievement thus far. And then we had Dr. Nwagaba, yes. Professor or Doctor? Dr. Nwagaba. Who is running one of the projects that the Italian Corporation is supporting. So tell me about you coming up to look at these achievements. What was the expected result?
Yes, as you said before, we said that now we are going to have the research. It must have an output, okay? Community should benefit. A typical example like the one we had Nwagaba what they had the compost. If you have a solid waste, maybe from towns, you can either use the waste and get biogas and then use it for cooking, or you can have the waste and then you compost it. After compost, you can use it as a manure. That's what I was trying to explain in there. It can also be used as a manure. So the waste not only waste, but it can also be added value.
Be used productively.
Yes.
So how do you take this information and experience and knowledge to the skills? What are the channels?
Now, so far, what has been done is we have to first test and get the results, okay? And then that's when the project came to an end.
So you were testing?
Yes, we're testing. As you have seen, that's already being tested.
Yeah.
So that's when so now what we asked for 1 more year. So now we can now roll it out.
So you were looking at achievements in as far as research, not yet working with the community.
Yes, from here now we can go to the community.
So you've been working on this project for 2 years now?
No, see, the project we had series. So if you look at the first 5 years, okay, up to 2007 there, and then we had again from 2017 and in the last year. So we have got series of projects.
The first years before these projects,
so before
what
this,
happened?
The first year before these projects, we are mostly staff development. That's what the emphasis. Okay.
In which regard?
So we had, you see, first like now in Makerere, we had very few people with PhDs. So we had people went to Italy for training. Okay. Our department, at least we had 3 people who had PhD from Italy.
What was the nature of that training?
Basically,
the various PhDs.
Because we have 1 in energy and then 2 in manufacturing. Okay, we had them from Italy, so they joined the staff. And also we had also short training, also short research, which I was also involved. Like we are looking at wind energy potential for Uganda. I was involved in that. I went to Italy for 2 weeks, for 2 months. There I worked on the wind research, and also I worked on the water turbines. Okay, this we had to do we have to use the laboratory in Italy because we don't have laboratories here. So the first 5 years was mostly we are trying to have the staff development.
So this wind, what is the wind energy potential of Uganda?
Okay, so that's research I found out that the wind energy potential in Uganda, it cannot have electricity generation, but mostly for water pumping. So the result I had around Karamoja, Tororo, and then some parts maybe on the West Nile, and some parts in Mbabali have at least 4-5 meters per second, only good for water pumping, but don't have enough wind for electricity generation.
Has your research been applied? Has it been, for instance, sent to the
yes. Now from there, that's when we say that now, okay, now let's go and have wind pumping systems. Okay, and to do that, you have to know the potential. You have to get instruments. Now you measure a particular site. That's why you had 2 sites. So, one was an island near Mukono, and one in Nakasongola. So we have now they had the system, and then they have the water pumping system. So now it's now ongoing research. Okay.
So now it is also still research.
Now at least now you can pump water. They can say now from there now you can roll out.
Okay. So which areas can pump water? Because I'm looking at your interests to have communities benefit from that. So that's where I'm riding at.
Yes.
Especially because now we are not going to get 100 people, for instance, go to Italy to get this training.
Yes.
When you get this training as part of staff development, how is it domesticated?
Okay. So now the issue, I said, before you go there, you must have the system. You must have the system. Must work. You test to get the results. Okay. Then what we are looking at from there, then we are going to use small scale industry to pass it over. Okay, we are going to use them as a vehicle. For instance, like now for me, I also involved in another research where my study area was Tororo. I was looking at lime. You know the lime?
Yeah.
It's like they have got lime kilns. They use the lime, and then mostly they use it in road construction. But the shapes were very funny. Okay, and the efficiency was very low. So now I have to see how can we improve the efficiency of this lime. Okay, the killing. So at least because if we find out that even the issue of the low efficiency it means that now they are consuming more and more firewood. And if you go to a place like Tororo, if even in Kasese, you go there, the area where they have the line, they have to go more than 50 kilometers, 60 kilometers away to get the firewood. So now, what happens then as time goes on? 20 kilometers, 100 kilometers, what is going to be done? Then it won't be endless. So what you have to do is to design for them efficient lime killing. That's what we did for Tororo. Okay, so also by the end by the end of last year, at least now we have them, we tested them. Now we have to teach people now how to make efficient killing. And of course, when you're constructing, they also come and see. Okay, how we are doing it, and they appreciated it.
Okay, that's interesting.
This is what we are working on here.
Yeah, I would also like, because you said you have people, you're interested in manufacturing, and you had 2 people trained in manufacturing.
Oh, yes.
And that is where Uganda's weakness is, because we are producers, huge producers, and we don't manufacture.
Yes.
The thing is, the educated people are actually not real producers. How are you linking up with the actual producers? Particularly some of the producers are the ones who are not educated, like the Katwe people.
Yes, but you see the challenge is that now first you produce, taste and show, then you pass over.
Okay, so these manufacturers are still at a testing level?
Okay, no, because for us now, we have to first produce, you test, it works.
Like the car?
Like the car, okay.
Was it in your department?
Also in our college.
Cousin, in your
college, okay.
Well, we are proud of it.
For instance, like now from there, that's when now you can go next step, okay.
Of taking it on to these other people who can then implement it.
Because find out now, even though some of this one may be outside they are making it, but you have to customize our environment. You have to know the materials we have. You have to know the people who are going to use the technology, how educated they are. You have to understand all these things before you roll it out to the community.
Should we be optimistic that we are going to start?
Yes.
You have me smiling. Yes. I'm going to come back to you. I would like to also go back to Dr. Aloi.
Yes.
I would like to know, because AISPO is also in health, because you've just talked about Nsambya Hospital, that is how you come back to Uganda. Is it AISPO specializing only in health? Is it the Italian government insisting on the area of health and education as an area of intervention?
There are different areas, let's say like this, and the different NGOs which they are in Uganda, they are specialized in different areas. AISPO is specialized in health area, and we are mainly in Uganda dealing with this. In other part of country, we are dealing mainly in health, and we have developed even other areas like agriculture or sustainability for the vulnerable people in different countries. AISPO here in Uganda has been mainly dealing with the project, health project. To tell you a small story, a brief story, it was founded in 1984. And then later on in 1986, K started his activity with the project here at Lachor Hospital. And then in 2003 is where we started the activity even in Kampala, because we realized that there were needs even to develop especially the diagnostics area, which the demand was there, and it was necessary to start to develop this area. Because if you go around within the laboratories in Uganda, you find them that they are quite still, they have only a microscope and a few equipment, semi-automatic or manual, which you have to let's say, you have to use them to give out results to the patient. So to give also a right treatment to the patient, the doctors here, they are very good. They have a clinical view of the patient, but they need now to have also some results from a reliable diagnostic system and techniques and technology, which we have started to introduce at Nsambya Hospital. At the same time, we started this activity by improving the capacity in the lab, but also to be affordable for the poor people, because Nsambya let's say Nsambya Hospital is a no-profit hospital, and even Lachor Hospital is a no-profit hospital. So most patients that they come, they are really quite poor, and we have to make it at least affordable for them. And even the new diagnostic system, which needs and they are more expensive, at least we try to help the poor people to have their treatment. We started different activity at Nsambya. The first one is to help them to develop to increase their service in the quality in the different areas by also having training the doctors, technicians, nurses, and at the same time by bringing here expertise in Uganda and coming here to make training on the job. Different areas because we have been, I'm specialized in the area of the laboratories, whatever, although now I'm dealing and managing all the NGO within the Uganda and different projects. But the area which we have been developing, it is according also, it is in line, let's say like this, with the strategic plan of the Minister of Health. We have been starting a service in the screening for cancer, for cervix and breast cancer. And we have started a service in at Nsambia Hospital. We have also helped the ministry, the National TB Lab, for external quality control to monitor the peripheral labs within Kampala in such a way to can control the quality of their performing. And
the peripheral labs meaning? Meaning
that those labs where the patient they go, and we go around to collect some slides from those patients, from those laboratories, sorry, and we read them again, and we see and we compare if the reading that the lab and the result that the lab has given to the patient is compared with our reading. And so on that case, we see if they have done the good job or not. This one keeps, let's say, quality a bit high. And we have started in 2006 by helping the National TB Lab on this, and starting with 12 laboratories, and now we are almost monitoring almost 46 and reaching 50 laboratory, which they are mixed, private, government, and we monitor all of them, and we give this data and this information to the National TB Lab, so we can detect also and can monitor and track the detection and how the quality of the peripheral lab are going on.
Yeah, but also, does it also help you in terms of looking at other prevalence of maybe diseases, diagnosis?
This one is mainly in TB, because it's dedicated mainly in TB.
Yes. Is TB that bad? Because we were of the view that now Uganda TB is going down.
Yeah, no, it's quite related on the even on the HIV patient, mainly for those patients. And the main problem that we are facing now is there are coming up some multi-drug resistance. They call MDR. And these cases, they are quite sensitive. They are not yet too much. They are there, but they are increasing. And even to tell you, we have just detected one case also at Nsambia, 3-4 cases in Gulu from our side within the hospital, but they are more.
They are resistant to the drugs.
They are resistant to the first-line drugs, yes. And the second-line drugs that is coming in Uganda is quite expensive, you know, and we have to try to now help this patient to get these drugs. But at the same time, it is something that we have to monitor them, and because they always do the treatment, but after they come back because they are not
they don't get cured.
Yes, and as in our side, as our motto as AISPO is to go heal and teach, we are let's say we complete our mission by helping the patient, by healing them, but at the same time by teaching and doing training to our staff, which we collaborate with. And in this area, as I mentioned, we have been doing this job of the TB, we have been doing the job of the cervical cancer and breast cancer. We have also introduced another activity for the rheumatic cardiac disease, where we are doing screening to children, and this disease can be cured with antibiotics. But if it is got in time, if it's not got in time, it will develop.
How does it work? Which is that disease? Is it too rampant?
Rheumatic disease. It is a problem of the valve. Is a microorganism, is an antibiotic which can be cured by antibiotics.
Okay, but how would?
And the thing is that it's necessary to do the screening, and at the same time, in time to give them the antibiotics. In one side, there is also the problem that during this screening we have identified a lot of severe cases. Which need some surgical operation, and we need to send them. So the organization AISPO plus another organization, Italian organization, which is based in Khartoum, emergency, we have done a partnership where we send to them patients which have severe cardiac disease, and they can go there to be operated. And some of them we send them in Italy. at where we are coming from, in Milan, a hospital called San Raffaele, and is where we send also patients to be operated in particular cases which they need good surgeon and facilities, which now they are coming up in Uganda, but they are not yet there, but they are coming up. Yes.
Okay, because information seems to be a problem here, information flow, and sort of like detecting some of these diseases, because we don't have a culture of just going to go and check, yeah? So to my audience who's watching this program, how do they, for instance, start thinking or even suspecting that their children, for instance, have that disease?
Yeah, sometimes some of them they can be detected quite early because the child cannot even run, that he is almost is failing or whatever when they are already advanced. But it is only a matter to go and do some screening, and this is in everything, in all the diseases. It's necessary to go and prevent by doing screening, even like for the pap smear, even because even for the cervic cancer.
What is pap smear?
Yeah, it's even for the cervic cancer. It's necessary to do a simple test, which is called OVIA test, which is to check if the cervix is okay, or a pap smear, which is a simple test, can be checked, and then you can see if you don't have a virus, which is called a papilloma virus, human papilloma virus. This is the one that it can, if it's not cured, it can develop the cancer in the women. And screening is always the most important thing, that each patient they can come. But we know, and I have experienced that whenever patient they come here, they come when they're already so advanced the situation.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to ask, I hope I don't sound biased if I'm asking a biased question, but I'm seeming to say as if you specialize in Catholic institutions, because that is the similarity between Zambia and Lacho.
Yeah, Zambia, Lacho, they are Catholic institutions.
Is AISPO Catholic?
AISPO is a Catholic organization, yes. It's coming from an hospital which is founded by a priest, and we have that, let's say, that aim. But it doesn't mean that all the volunteers or all the expertise that they are working, they're all Catholic or whatever. But the aim is to work together with all the institutions possible. And as you can see, we are not only working with the two hospitals, which they
because
are
of I see the peripheral labs.
Because they request us help, and we came.
Where is your source of funding?
Our source of funding is mainly the Italian cooperation, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, but we are also having our fund from WHO and from other international organizations, and even European Communion. And one of the projects that we are doing is a trial, is also a TB child, where to detect TB in children, which is quite difficult. It's actually a challenge because they don't make sputum. And so we have also from this organization to develop some new techniques for this from some organization, particular organization like Italian Communion, the European Communion, that they can fund for particular projects.
Time is not up. Mr. Aloi, one parting word to your audience, to our audience. You've already given them something health, so I'll give you like less than a minute to say just one parting word. To the audience, yeah.
To the audience. Now, what we are doing is mainly trying to develop and improve the quality of the health, and that is what we do. And we do always in partner and with asking usually what is the need from the counterpart. And the counterpart, they know what they want. And us is only to help them by finance, by buying equipment which they are difficult to get, and giving them mainly the training and collaborating them straight with them.
Okay. Dr. Sebbit, you're from the institution, from like the university, and I feel a sense of humbleness when I'm with you, but at the same time, I see a lot of wanting to get questions and solutions from you. And I would like to sort of like be guided on your vision in as far as working with communities, dealing with poverty, and having us deal with the challenges that we have in poverty and not manufacturing our things is concerned. But please link it to the Italian cooperation as your parting word of advice and vision.
Okay, thanks very much. As I said before, that's the Italian corporation, the way they work is unique. They ask you what you want, what equipment you want, and where can we get it. Okay, so it's very unique. Okay, so you find like now, so based on that area, we have seen really what areas we need really support. Okay, for instance, like now in the other areas which I didn't talk about, for instance, like now we look at housing is a big problem. So we have to see low-cost material housing. It's among the things being tackled, and this involves making the bricks. Okay, leave it in the rain for some time and see how it wears. Okay, this is among the projects also we are looking at. So we hope that now after the test we'll see that now this low-cost brick, this is for the poor people who can have really good steady house, but this can be as good material for them. Another one was the charcoal. I've been here, the story of charcoal, I've been rising, the price has been rising. Why? Because the charcoal, the way they are using it, it was really bad. Okay, so what you are going to do is you have to improve the means of production of charcoal. So you can do is less firewood and then more what, and this at least you have more charcoal and less firewood, saving the environment. So basically, I think that now the cooperation is very well, and we like the Italian cooperation to continue. The ambassador was in our faculty last week. He says we're going to continue the cooperation.
That is wonderful.
Okay.
I'm also thrilled to see that there is this commitment from Makerere University to work with the communities, but also combat poverty. And also for me, the most important thing is from our experiences and knowledge and the resources that we have. What can we do with it? Why do we waste our waste if it can be used and utilized productively? And I think those are some of the lessons the communities should also be getting from you. It's been a wonderful time having you here. Lovely weekend, and I'd like to wish my audience a lovely weekend. I would like to encourage them to stay tuned because there is better programming, but most importantly, I would like to thank the Italian corporation who bring this program, who make it possible. I'd like to thank all the brothers in Italy, and that doesn't mean men. The women also, but the commitment that they have, the passion to working towards development. All these previous weeks, about 7 weeks, we have been running and showing stories of commitment of people who are investing in our country to ensure that we get to a better life. I think that says something to our leaders. It says something to we, the Ugandans. Like I've said before in this program, if someone is crying on your behalf, you actually had better, I don't know, not just sob, but really cry and cry hard. And that is what we need. Have a lovely weekend. I am Saren Sigai, and thank you, Santa, for making me look so wonderful. Thank you, Lillian Maya, for being my makeup artist and also making me beautiful, the entire production crew.